Welcome to our legs and core workout. This has 3 parts to it. So the first part, we're gonna be doing 30 seconds of work for 3 exercises with a 30-second break. We're gonna do that 3 times. And the next 2 parts have 30 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Let's get right into it. First exercise, you're gonna lie on the ground. You can do this with or without a dumbbell. We're gonna put our heels kind of close to our butt. Okay, core tight, and then 30 seconds, squeeze your butt to lift your hips up. Hold for a second at the top, nice and slow on the way back down. And it's up to you whether you do this with weight or without weight. Nice and slow, hold for a second at the top. Good. Here, we're gonna leave our hips up in the air and immediately go into some glute bridge marches. So again, if your hip drops, if you have a weight, you can do this without, just because we want our hips to stay nice and straight. We want our glutes to be doing most of the work. If you feel this in your lower back, maybe you need to lower your hips a little bit and really work on squeezing your butt. Good, okay. Immediately following that, we're gonna go into what's called a hollow hold. So you can tuck your knees in. We're gonna push our hands past our heels and then extend our legs and hold. This first one, we're not gonna do any movement. In the next 2, we're gonna add a little bit of a rock. Again, my lower back's pushing into the floor. If you feel this in your back and not in your core, you're gonna take one knee and tuck it in and leave your other leg straight. Okay, another option is to take both knees and tuck them in. Good, okay, we get a 30-second break. I'm gonna stay on the ground. And again, you can grab a weight for these glute bridges, or you can do this with just your body weight. This next set, I'm gonna do it with just my body weight so you can see. Okay, we have 15 seconds. Before we go, we're gonna make sure our core is set nice and tight. So you're not arching your back to lift. Okay, I'm tucking my ribs down towards my pelvis, squeezing, holding here. Okay, we're gonna go 2 seconds. Again, you're controlling the movement up, holding for at least like a half second at the top, a second. Complete stop at the top so you can really squeeze your butt while keeping your core tight. And I like these timed exercises because you can take breaks where you need to and move as slow or as fast as you want. Okay, we're gonna hold at the top and let's start our glute bridge march. I'm gonna pull my feet in a little bit closer and lift one leg at a time. 30 seconds here. And after the glute bridges, these marches, you should really be feeling it in your butt. If you feel it in your hamstrings a little bit, that's okay. If you feel it in your quads, you might just need to walk your feet a little bit farther away from you. Or take a break, reset at the bottom, and then start again. Good, okay, back to our hollow hold. So we're either tucking both knees, extending one leg, or extending both legs. If you wanna add a little bit of a rock, okay, we're gonna keep that rock coming from our core. It's nice and small. So my whole body's moving in one line. I'm not just moving my legs to rock, okay? That's not what this is. My body stays nice and tight. A couple more seconds. And then we get to rest. Okay, team, we're gonna get ready. Last set of this one. We're gonna go back to our glute bridges. Again, I'm gonna do these ones with a little bit of weight. If you have a dumbbell, you can put the weight directly on your hips. Okay, and again, for me, I space my heels like a hand or so width away from my butt. I guess a hand and a half. Okay, we have 5 seconds and then we're gonna start again. Good, okay, core tight. All the way up, back down, full stop at the top, really squeeze those glutes, and then control the way down. I love controlling glute bridges. I find if I do them too fast, sometimes I don't feel them in my glutes as much. But again, it's up to you. Couple more seconds, then we're gonna stay at the top. top here. I'm gonna move my feet closer just for a more stable base. And let's march. And I'm working to keep my hips level as I lift one leg. So I like to lift my toes off the ground and really push into my heel. That way I feel my glutes work a little bit more. Good, okay. Dumbbell down, let's go back to our tucked hollow hold. One leg, both legs extended. Okay, or we're doing our rock. And 30 seconds of a rock is fairly challenging if you're doing this with straight legs. Again, we always want quality of movement over just doing it. So if you feel it in your back, tuck in one knee, you can rock with a knee tucked. And rest. Okay, first part is done. Okay, we're gonna get right into it with our reverse lunge into a high knee. So to start, I'm just gonna step back, pull my knee up, and you're focusing on squeezing your glute of the leg that's on the ground. So I'm focusing on squeezing that glute. For now, this is all we're gonna do. To modify this, you can get rid of the high knee and just stand back up, okay? But if you can, high knee at the top, drive, really squeeze your butt. Okay, we rest. We're gonna switch legs. 10 seconds, and then we're gonna go right into the other leg. Get ready. And let's start. So again, you can choose, you can just step back, okay, stand back up, or if you can, add that high knee. And again, now I'm squeezing my glute on this leg, my right leg, the one that's on the ground. After a couple of these, if you're keeping your core nice and tight and keeping your ribs pulled down, you can really feel it in your butt. Try not to arch to get your knee higher. Okay, on the ground, into our core exercise. We have 10 seconds to rest. Okay, feet are gonna go in the air. My hands can go on the floor. I'm lifting my legs into the air and then opening up my hips at the top. Nice and slow. Okay, we rest. You can hear my back making a sound on the ground. Back to our first leg, our high knee. 10 seconds. Okay, reverse lunge and stand. I'm gonna switch which leg I start with, just because I love doing that for sets. Just so one leg isn't or one side isn't the side you always deviate to start with. Ooh. I can feel this in my leg right away, in my glutes. One more. Good, rest. Okay, other side in 10 seconds. And again, core stays tight, so I'm pulling my ribs down the whole time. Here we go. I'm gonna start. This is one of my favorite exercises to do without equipment, just because you can really feel it in your glutes and your leg if you're tightening everything up. Don't just lunge, okay? Think about the muscles you're using. One more. Good, okay. Back to our reverse crunch. And this time I'm gonna make it a little bit harder. Okay, again, setting my core. Feet are in the air. I'm gonna lift up. Then I'm gonna slowly lower my legs down, trying to keep my ribs pulled down towards my pelvis. That means my core stays really tight. So I'm bracing everything as I lower my abs, or my legs. I'm bracing my abs. and rest. Okay, one more set. I'm gonna show you how to do the high knee with a weight. Okay, let's do it. So we're gonna step back and then drive up. No arm movement because I have that weight. If you wanna add a jump, that's even harder. So we only add that jump if we don't have any knee pain, knee issues. Otherwise, you're just standing, pressing back up. 10 seconds of break. Okay, we're gonna go right into the other leg. I'm gonna keep holding the dumbbell. Get a little bit of a shoulder burn. Okay, here we go. Again, if you want to add the jump, go for it. Should have tied my shoes a little tighter. 5 more seconds. Whoop. That's where the jump can get a little tricky. And rest. Okay, very last time. Back to the ground. Let's do our reverse crunch. Slow, lower. Or you can just leave your feet in the air and work on opening up your hips. But otherwise, down, you get to pick how low you lower your legs. Rest. Okay. On to the very last part. I'm gonna show you with weight. So we're gonna get our feet out nice and wide, and then you're gonna alternate side lunges. I'm pushing my knee out over my foot, pushing my hips back. 30 seconds. You can do this without the dumbbell as well, just body weight. Okay, we're working on building strength through that range of motion as low as you can control. This one takes time. Okay, weight down. We're gonna get ready into our side plank. Okay, so my elbow's gonna stack right under my shoulders. Option 1 is just to hold, okay? Option 2, I like putting my foot in front of the other one, and then I'm gonna do a reach underneath. Core stays tight, hips stay high. Good, rest. We're gonna flip sides. And again, you can stack your feet, or for a little bit more support, you stack your top leg foot just in front of your lower leg. And then I'm squeezing my legs nice and tight. I'm reaching underneath me. Or maybe you're just holding the side plank. Okay, if you want to stack your feet, that's fine as well. Almost there. Okay, 10 seconds of rest. We're gonna go back to our side lunge. Okay, get your feet planted, core tight, hips back, knee out. I am selfishly making these videos because this is what I would do on vacation. And it's nice to have something to follow for you're at home and you just can't make it to the gym. You don't need equipment for this. If you have it, go for it. And rest. Okay, we're gonna go back to side plank. I'm gonna make it a little bit harder. Start with the side I ended on that first set. Core tight. And I'm reaching underneath me. And oh no, I'm wrong. I started with this side on the first set. We're gonna keep going because it doesn't really matter. Okay, let's flip. Whew. You can definitely feel this in my core. Should be feeling it in your obliques. Get stacked first and rotate. Or again, maybe you're just holding, and when you're holding, you're focusing on, and with the arm reach too, I'm squeezing my butt. Okay, my quads are flexed too, so I'm not just hanging out loosely. Everything is tight, okay? Butt is tucked under me, quads are on, core is braced, and I'm pushing my elbow down through the ground. Whew, perfect. Awesome work, guys. One more set. Okay, let's do it. And if you're still working on range, you don't have to go as low. So especially if your hips like cave in at the bottom here, instead of being able to stay out and push through your glutes and your quads, you're just not gonna go as low. So maybe you're doing this, that's totally fine. And we rest. Everyone has a starting point, okay? Don't skip steps just to do a bigger movement, build strength, and then work on your range. I forgot what I was doing for a second. Side plank. This is what happens when I coach during classes too. I forget what I'm doing a lot. I'm just gonna hold this very last set. As if I'm squeezing. This is hard. 5 more seconds. Okay, let's rest. We're gonna flip over. Last set. Guys, we've just done a 20-minute workout. My body feels really good. Again, I'm nice and tight. I'm flexing everything. So again, sometimes I forget about this top leg, but really my bottom leg is the loaded one. So I'm really squeezing. Want to squeeze my top leg too, just to get used to bracing my entire body and staying tight, especially with core work. But my lower leg is doing most of the work. 5 seconds to go. And done. Awesome. Okay, everyone, thanks for joining us. That was 20 minutes of solid work. Whew, and we're done.